The Kindness Revolution, where caring is cool. Today we're going to read a book called Elephants by Steve Bloom. An elephant is big and strong. His tusks are sharp, his trunk is long. He eats a lot and drinks a lot and rolls in mud when he's too hot. He likes to trumpet, dance, and play, but weeps when loved ones pass away. He flicks his tail and flaps his ears and rumbles sounds no human hears. I think if I wasn't me, an elephant's what I'd like to be. Elephants are the largest land animal in the world. The biggest of them is about 12 feet tall, which is twice the height of a man, and they weigh up to 7 tons, which is 7 times heavier than your family car. At first sight, the two elephants in this picture look alike, but they're not quite the same. One is an African elephant and one is an Asian elephant. Can you see any difference in their shape? Here are some of the differences between the African and the Asian elephant. The African elephant's back curves downward in the middle, whereas the Asian elephant's back is arched in kind of a hump. An Asian elephant's head is bigger than the African's, and he has a bulging dome at the top, but the African elephant has a much bigger ears than the Asian. The African has 4 toes on her front feet and 3 toes on her rear feet, while the Asian has 5 and 4. How many toes do you have? The African elephant has 2 fingers at the tip of her trunk, while the Asian only has 1. Elephants use these fingers to grip things. African elephants are larger than Asian elephants. Trunks, tusks, and tails. The elephant's trunk is the most wonderful nose in the world. Just like your nose, it can breathe and smell, but it can also pick things up and put things down. It can reach out like an arm, grip like a hand, rub, scratch, waggle, and throw. The trunk is longer than the tallest person you know and heavier than 2 normal-sized men. With its trunk, an elephant can lift a tree, pick up a peanut, give a hug, take a shower, or even go snorkeling. Tusks. While the trunk is the biggest nose you've ever seen, the tusks are the biggest teeth. If you had teeth that size, you'd never be able to lift your head. One tusk can weigh anything up to 220 pounds, which is about 3 times heavier than you. Tusks are made of ivory, which is the same material as your own teeth. Sometimes you see beautiful works of art that are made of ivory, only they don't seem so beautiful when you realize that somebody killed an elephant in order to make them. With its tusks, an elephant can dig, rip the bark off trees, rest its heavy trunk, and fight. Are you right or left-handed? Elephants are right or left tusked, so one often gets worn away before the other. A lot of tusks get broken too, especially by male elephants when they fight. Ears. You can tell that this is an African elephant because of its huge ears. They're shaped like the map of Africa, while the Asian elephant's ears look a bit like a map of India. You'll often see elephants with their backs to the wind flapping their ears, but they're not trying to fly. The skin of their ears is very thin and the wind helps to keep them cool. It can get very hot in Africa and Asia. If you were there, you'd want to keep cool too, though maybe not by flapping your ears. If an elephant wants to frighten you, it will spread its ears out wide to make its head look twice the size. A charging elephant can be really scary. It can move more than 15 miles per hour, which is a bit faster than humans can run. Elephants can hear things that you and I can't hear. They make deep rumbling sounds that carry for several miles, warning each other of dangers or maybe telling each other where they are. It's like using a telephone, or in this case, an elephone. Now we will look at an elephant's massive feet. Elephants have funny feet. You can't see their toes. All you can really see are their toenails peeping out from the thick cushion of flesh. The cushion helps them walk safely on all kinds of ground. It also makes them move very quietly. They're so quiet, you never even heard the one that just walked down your street. Take a look through the window. Is he still there? That bottom picture shows a comparison between a grown adult's foot and an elephant's foot. You guessed it. Now we're going to talk about an elephant's eyes. Elephants have quite small eyes and they can't see very well. It might help if they could shorten their eyelashes. Skin. The skin of the trunk is especially sensitive, so elephants generally keep their trunks out of the way if they fight. Although the skin looks rough and tough, it's really very tender, and that's why elephants protect themselves against the sun with mud and dirt. Baby elephants try to stay in the shade of their mothers to avoid sunburn. An elephant's skin is usually gray, but since elephants like squirting themselves with mud, their skin can be many different shades. The family in the picture on the right look as if they're made of chocolate. Tails. The hairs on the end of the elephant's tail are like a wire brush. They are not used for scrubbing though. Like most animals, elephants use their tails to get rid of flies and other insects. This isn't the end of this elephant tale, but that's all for today. Tomorrow we will talk about elephant families and friends. Today we covered all the physical characteristics of elephants. What are some physical characteristics that really stood out to you? Teachers, you can pause the video here. We don't have any follow-up for today, so you can have a discussion about this, or you can have a discussion and write it down, or you can just have the students write it down. It's entirely up to you. And remember, caring is cool.